fight the power like Big Chuck.
What's the status, 3?
I'm good, just making the world a better place, that's all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Rest in peace, the Dark Chameleon.
Peace to the gods.
Listen, check it, yo. It was a cold April morning under the constellation Aries. The moon was 85% under the luminaries. From the celestial waters to the womb my soul was carried. Then my mother gave birth to a warrior visionary. But when I speak this truth, I feel like nobody hears me. Every once in a while, I get sight to someone blind, floating on the globe in the heliocentric lie. Dilate your pupils the more you open your eyes. The truth is sitting in plain sight like a disguise. Until my mother's death is revenge, I won't feel satisfied. It haunts me when I think about the phone call when she died. A river worth of tears shed from my eyes. So I looked up at the sky and I asked God why. It's been 21 years, I'm still waiting for a reply. Since birth I've been at war to attack our undeveloped minds. Indoctrination camps making us dumb, deaf and blind. I'm always thinking solutions, we are running out of time. The dirty witchcraft is weak, I see through all the lies. I clearly analyze all the symbols and the signs. When I connect dots, the truth starts to align. The people are the power, you can never eclipse my shine. I say the truth hurts, but the truth will set you free. They say hell burns and there's a one-way ticket for me. You create your heaven or hell whether or not you believe. I'm God and Satan, I have to balance out my chi. One day these seeds I plant will bloom so you can be all you can be. Never give up and always hold your head high, cause you are God, there's no need to look to the sky.
What is good? Excuse me. Hopefully people I got this from Maybach. I got it from his channel. He had put it in a community post, that little Diddy's Cakes or whatever it's called. I think that's fucking hilarious. So I had to screenshot it. And definitely. Oh, I'm wondering who's coming up. I am. Wait a minute. Oh no. Talk about a headache. Wow, that was fucking blew my eardrums out. Yeah, what does that say? Lil Diddy. Lil Diddy's Zesty Cakes. That's fucking hilarious. Shout out to Maybach for putting that out. You know, people didn't seem to get the little short video I dropped. I don't know how people didn't get it, but when that dude was stuttering, people should have figured it out why I put the ending like that. I know someone's going to say, that's wrong, making fun of him. People think I'm wrong. You should have seen the comment section. They were going in on that dude. All right, Boston, Flood, you're up. What's up, boy?
Yo, dude. What is up? Well, I'm just smoking, eating, drinking. You know, I mean, it's a
You
Saturday.
saved the day. So I was gonna put a video, but now that you're here, I don't have to do that.
No, just I want to see the video too. Let's play the video.
All right. I gotta find it. Hold on. I was watching it this morning. The guy's name's Boston Mudflood. Peace S Candy. And I liked his video. I didn't watch the whole thing, but Boston Mudflood's come by here a few times.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah, familiar.
I come here. It's hard to keep up. And good foot. All right. Come on. Sometime today. He fucking ain't. Think I okay. Here we are. Dude. There it is. God. All right.
Thought you were gonna play the video.
I am. You know, it takes 17 years when I'm on my laptop. All right. It's Boston Mudflood. He's talking about Giants.
Like, where did the Giants go? Right.
care if you lit or you high. Airplanes are literally littering in the sky. While you're twittering the little kids in the video live. We spend it in these ends with the pyramid. I'm fucking serious. This is no time to question me, period. Now I'm furious, about to redo this chick's interior. If I appear to her as inferior, then she's delirious and not a period. Just throw them hands in the air and wave them shit high. If you're on my team, if you're on my team, then scream. Just scream real loud, throw your hands up in the air. If you're on my team, I used to see anticipation driven from your freaking face, written in 15 different languages. It was amazing, kid. Nowadays the shit looks like it's missing. It's radiant, it's all been erased or stripped from our relationship. Your face is sick, like I just made you lick. A contagion, growing impatient. Your days eclipsed by an alien. The way your skin smelled way back then. I'm inhaling, now I'm flailing like the assailant that you impaled in. Now I'm exhaling. Next, I guess I'll just check the tail end of the failed friendship we had way back, like a whale fin. And now the elephants in the room, and they pale in comparison to the pain I'm sharing. And it's embarrassing, about to get the kerosene and burn up everything you shared, and then up in flames. This is not a fucking game. There it went. It's embarrassing, but yo, I don't even care if you lit or you high. Airplanes are literally littering in the sky. While you're twittering the little kids in the video live. We spending these ends with the pyramid. I'm fucking serious. This
Damn, I need to smoke. Who likes this song? I'm so serious.
This is no time to question you, period. Now I'm furious, about to redo this chick's interior. If I appear to her as inferior, then she's delirious and not a period. Just throw them hands in the air and wave them. If you're on my team, then scream. Just scream real loud if you're on my team.
Here we go. The bullshit. Fucking kidding me. You know what? Fuck that. I'm not gonna sit here and play games. Fucking shit, man. Thing starts buffering and then it don't want to play. Fucking figures. I'm not gonna play games with that thing. Peace, Bex. Dom. That whole video wasn't about Mudflood, whoever that was rapping, but I think Boston Mudflood has good content, and he's really into the Mudflood stuff. And he had stated in that live I was showing that he thinks the mud flood is the biblical flood. It's a possibility. I don't think that flood they talk about is that old. There's a lot of questions, like those maps I've showed that have Africa, Europe, which is Europa, and fucking Asia, and that's it. There's no America. I just can't see the people being, excuse me, the people being that stupid. Or, let me not use that word. More or less, not knowing the other lands. Unless something happened and they were cut off from communication. Boy, you look like a dog, man. What happened? Buenos noches. It goes Buenos dias, Buenos noches or narches, right? Buenos dias, Buenos noches, and Buenos tardes. Start speaking that Spanglish to Puerto Ricans, and they're looking at you like, this ain't Spain. Peace, fools and tools. Strengthen the female mind by enlarging it, and there will be an end to blind obedience. Fucking Dom got my mind turning. I can hear it going. It's so rusty up there. Are we talking enlarging the mind physically? Or are we talking about with knowledge and wisdom? Because if we're talking about, I understand it perfectly. You know, blind obedience, man. That's such a. I like those two words put together. It explains the people in the system are blindly obedient. And most don't realize it. Talk about witchcraft. What is a spell, right? Well, more or less, people say, or I have said, spells are the lies that people follow. Quoted this one down. Men do not care how nobly they live, but only how long. Damn. That alone is deep right there. I start thinking of many situations how that occurs in life or can occur. Although it is within the reach of every man to live nobly, but within no man's power to live long. Is that boy even there? Boy probably fucking is in his own dimension. Michigander, you're the only one that left a quote on my short video. I'm surprised you didn't get why I put that together like that. You've seen it, so I was joking, man, because that's exactly what I heard in my head. The ending part with what's his name, the little pig. Like all these, like that quote, "All men are not created equal." That's in the Bible, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Then you got to differentiate the mind games that could be played with some of this stuff. Yeah, I was thinking the same, Bex, but I just didn't want to say it. I'm trying to like figure it out because the blinded, obedient. Why does narrow-minded with women both sexes? I got lost, man. I'm like, there's stuff missing out of that. What are we conquering? Are we conquering self goals? Or are we conquering with the ego? Or I had to rephrase that because the ego isn't necessarily bad. Yeah, it's a waste of time, fools and tools, when you speak and it types it out for you. Computers are dumbfounded. Every time I try to use that tool, speak, and then have it type it for me, it never works. The fucking thing don't even know English. Mask your brightness. What was I gonna say? Mask your brightness and play the fool, basically. Mask your brightness, be at one with the dust of the earth. Yeah, mask your brightness by getting into a skin suit, becoming one with the dust of the earth. It's your choice. It's our choice of good or evil that determines our character, not our opinion about good or evil. Look Within says sometimes entities that are not necessarily bad must be conquered. So you're not wrong. Peace, Naga. I mean, these quotes that are being dropped, you can ponder on these quotes for a while. Each one. You could ponder on it for hours. Sometimes quotes are, you don't get them all at once. Shit. I listen to songs that are 30 years old and I'll hear something and be like, that's what they meant. It took me 30 years to listen to that song to realize some shit. Shit, when you gain this knowledge, are we becoming more intelligent or just more informed? I remember listening to music and a lot of punchlines, people would compare something to a person. Back in the days, there was no answers in the palm of your hand, you know. So I would ask people, "Hey, you heard of this? What is this? What is this?" To try to figure it out, um, or go to the library. But for the most part, asking people. Peace, look within, Naga, and Zero. Was gonna play a video, but I'm not going to play games with YouTube. I agree with that. Look within. Cupcakes.
Yes, cupcakes. Oh, I might change my. I can. Okay. Yeah, I have a. I was called a C word the other day. Doesn't offend me. Just don't know if it might offend you or your viewers. So I created a trademark brand of. Yeah, cunty cupcakes.
Where do they get these words from?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not offended by it. Maybe more offended sometimes by strangers, flying in and calling me names.
It depends
but,
how it's said. Like if someone says it aggressively, then joking around.
It was said aggressively, but panels are about drama. So, someone was trying to get a rise out of me. That's all. And it's not a word that bothers me, actually. So I owned it and created a brand of cunty cupcakes. I'd already made a little, I have a short on my Zero page called Cupcake ATM. I just found a funny song called Cupcake ATM. And so I also have my Cupcake ATM in case people on the panel start getting really stressed out. I can just start, placating with cupcakes. So, just being silly though. Just playing along with the lore. But I just wanted to come up and say hi. It had been a while.
You taking a break? As much as I want to take a break, I end up always not doing it. That's why I didn't do nothing yesterday. I was like, I'm gonna take some days off. I just can't help but to.
You took yesterday off though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a day off.
I was looking for people to go live, but nobody really went live. I don't think. Yeah, nobody.
Yeah, it was a slow day in the Panelverse yesterday.
Look at this picture, Bex. I got this from Maybach, his channel. He posted it. I screenshot it and cut it. But I think he created that. I don't know if Maybach created it, but I have to give him credit. I didn't create that, but it's funny. Little Diddy Zesty Bites. That is hilarious. Whoever thought of that, man.
Yeah, I've been pulling back from this app. Pulling back is the wrong word. But when I first started my channel, I went live like every day and all day and sometimes for 2 days. And, I've actually been pulling back and changing how I use this app since last October. So every step I take tends to be in the better direction of balance in my life.
Yeah, so I'm police listening.
I'm 40 days. I think I'm almost 40 days with my main channel down now. So it's been convenient because I can't go live, right? So it's been balancing.
They definitely listen to our stuff. I know that. At first I didn't think they did. I'm like, what do they got time to listen to everyone's stuff? But they definitely do. They probably flag certain people, but like Phil used to say, call me paranoid. but don't call me from prison.
Mhm.
But Phil, what happened? No.
Sorry, it's not funny. It's not funny, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
funny.
not.
We're not laughing at his misfortune, but we're laughing at the irony.
I actually can't find Phil anywhere. Mark
I
Basket
know.
said
I
Phil
was.
never existed. That was funny. I can't find him. You know, I've looked everywhere, man. Because it's not hard to find somebody when they're in there. People found me. They realized I was gone for a long time. Some people that never
Mm,
knew what happened to me, and they found me. So I know that he's findable.
Hey everyone.
What up, Michigander?
Okay, how about you?
What happened, Bex? I don't know what happened. Anyway, yeah, I don't. YouTube has become. I don't even have
Divide,
words for it.
divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. Listen, they're doing so many type of ops. You know what you said about them listening? Oh, I'm glad she came back. Hey, Bex.
mm. Yeah, sorry, I just hit the wrong button. Amateur
Um.
move. Amateur.
Anyhow,
I think
uh,
I figured out
listen.
they're listening the hard way when they
Oh
blocked me
yeah,
out of my second channel.
listen.
Damn.
There's stuff going on with Google right now. There's stuff going on with all the spying stuff right now. We're about to see some major stuff happen. Listen, it's so bad that you have CIA officers killing each other in the open right now. You have CIA military guys killing themselves and killing the whole group off for killing one guy. Like I said, they'll consume themselves. You have to make sure to do certain stuff. I can't explain it fully. It's got to do with that karmic wheel.
It's probably people fighting for the high position. That's all. That's always been going down.
It is.
If they
And then
take out these people, there'll be some other schmucks that'll take their spot. So
yes, yeah.
power creates evil for the most part. It always has, and we could question it and say, does it? But yeah, probably more. Even
Well,
if the person isn't evil, they're gonna have so much power. Can they handle it?
that's just it. There's more good. There's more of us good folks out there than bad. Everybody's got to stop staying at each other's throat because unfortunately, when you boil it down to the nitty gritty, we're all on the same page and want the same things. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't care whether you're a Satan worshiper, a devil worshiper, a leftist, a rightist, a Republican, a Democratic, or whatever the hell you want to call it. You know, everybody's really striving for the same thing. And the thing is, nobody's realizing that we've all been slowly enslaved. I mean, you get taxed, a third of your paycheck when you work. Then you go to spend it and you get taxed another 50% of it. And I'm really, people are waking up around me that they're working and slaving to go back and do it again. People are walking away from jobs and everything. I'm serious. I'm watching it.
Yeah, there's tons of trolls on YouTube.
I'm
That's
not
what
paying
some people love to do, man.
I'm not
You
paying
just
no
gotta
mind.
ignore that shit.
What you said about the listening to the music or listening to your
Oh,
conversation
the
and
video.
everything. Yeah, unfortunately, they have algorithms that pick up sensitive words, particular words or in phrases, and it automatically clicks. If you notice, your phone will glitch and jump when it does it. And then that's when an actual person takes over. Now they don't have enough guys to handle everybody, so what they do, it's pretty wild. I've seen some stuff out of computer guys that were underground, bad dudes. And I'm telling you right now, people do not realize what kind of tech manipulation is out there.
Oh, I know. But yeah, you're right. A lot of people don't. They need to look into military technology because people say the government's taking over. Nah, it's the military.
Yup. And the thing is, if you know anything about like bikers and stuff like that, most of those guys are ex-military and everything. That's why I stepped aside from all that stuff. I seen some stuff out the corner of my eye and was like, whoa, wait.
All right, who wants to laugh? I'm gonna play. Well, it might not be funny to everyone, but I'm gonna play. They're only 25 seconds and 12 seconds. These are videos I found and kind of, you'll see.
Which fandom do you think has the smelliest
Dude.
fans? Like,
I think it would definitely I think fandom wise, I think it would definitely have to be anything that's probably and I think it's definitely anything that has I think it's someone who's just up as
That's all, folks.
Oh, that's funny.
Yo, I cut off the ending part. It took him so long. He still didn't get the answer out. And that's all I heard in my mind was that ending part. I was like, oh, people are going to be mad if they get it, but hey. And then I found this shit's funny.
oh, okay.
Still on the P. Diddy stuff?
I'm not following nothing of it, but
What's
people are
up with
coming
the
out with some funny memes, I'll tell you that.
Yep. Look over here stuff. Hey, what's up with the picture you put on the front of your stream today? That's pretty wild.
Oh, I was watching a movie, and of course, right? And I screenshotted this guy. It was the hell's the name of this movie? I forgot the name.
Come on, coffee man. What the heck?
I think Badland Hunters was it called, or Prey.
It-
No, it was Badland Hunters. And the government was the scientist. Sorry, this mad scientist was trying to create. He created something where these things he was putting this like in the water. It was in the drinking water, and this world had ended. I guess not ended, but it was a mass like event, and it took place in China, and just everything was ruined except the scientist had built some lab, and he was taking in the refugee people that were left and using them for experiments, especially children. And it's like a parasite thing that takes over the body, and they were even shooting these soldiers and they would get right back up. It wasn't killing them, but that's what they started to look like. It was turning them into that.
Well, apparently you didn't. That's all mockery to trip people out. But it's nanotech. You're probably gonna start seeing that. I don't know if you watched that.
Yeah, there's a
video.
message. I know it's not going to turn people to lizards, but you're right. It's like a message behind it.
Yeah.
When I seen them drinking the water, I said, oh, they could put black goo in the water. Who knows? But then my question, someone was saying that they're putting black goo in the water, but how do you get the black goo clear? That's my question.
Foods and everything else, you have to go back normal. Make sure everything you got to pull it all out, and they've been putting it in the air. Dude. I know at least three
Well, yeah,
times that
in the air, but not in the water.
But that's just, it doesn't matter if you're breathing it in. It's the same thing. When you breathe, it goes right into your blood.
Fuck it. Hopefully, I'll be like X-Men or something.
Well, you didn't watch that Node video. You don't. I'm telling you, you need to watch that Node video in my community section. You'll understand what I'm trying to get at. I'm trying to be,
That's what I needed to do.
They did this for a
And
fucking.
Lonnie
listen, they
sent
did
me
this for a
something
fucking
too,
reason.
man. Fuck. Lonnie sent me something. I got so much stuff people send me sometimes, like Marcel, everyone. Well, not everyone, a lot of people.
I got your phone. Your phone number was taken from me when I did the Google switch from one phone to another. They took only phone numbers that they wanted and gave me phone numbers they wanted me to have, and then took like your number and a certain person's
I'll put
number.
it in the back.
Yeah, I'm just saying. They took all this information from me, and Google says I can't have it for 30 days. Well, it's been well over 30 days. I went back
Damn,
to where
you're
they
wigging out.
Yeah,
Wow,
it's because
that was fucked up.
Yeah, it's because I'm talking about what Google's doing. That's why they're in trouble. Listen, it's going to be seized.
Google.
Google's going to be seized. Facebook will be seized, even though it's already a government op thing. But the people will end up taking it. And watch what happens. This is going to be awesome. We live in amazing time.
No, we don't.
Oh yeah, we do. I mean, you could have been
A
like
lot of people are gonna suffer for it to
Hey,
get
you could
better.
have been like you could have been like my grandfather, you know, raised underneath tarps in a tent. And the thing is, back then it was so rough.
Those are the
that
real
you-
hillbillies.
Oh, dude, no. That's just it. What I'm saying is, out of necessity, just to survive, people would go into the military just because there was no food. And the stories he told me about just walking to fetch supplies and stuff.
Yeah, that's
for-
how they got people to go in the military. Probably everything is a problem solution, right?
Oh,
Starve them out, they'll sign up. And they're these people are smart, man.
That's just it.
Playing chess with us. We're the chessboard, man, and they're literally playing chess with real people.
It's because of brainwashing. Listen, 90% of the veggies growing around you are edible. What they tell you are weeds in the city is actually medicinal fucking plants you need. I'm serious. I know it might sound fucked up, but it's not a joke. I just learned a whole bunch of stuff about stuff growing around me the last 2 years. I'm done with it, dude. I'm done with that system. I got no use for it. Fire in the hole, Dave! What are you doing, pretty boy? What you doing?
Are you talking to your rooster?
No, I'm talking to my new guard dog. I got a German Shepherd guard dog now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, big old dude named Duke.
Did your kitten make it through the winter?
I farmed him out. I sent him over to my parents' house because he was attacking animals, and they found him forever home with a handicapped guy.
My bad.
Nice.
I stepped away. Now, Bex wasn't here for that conversation we had. I never even thought the fucking food. Someone brought this up, that prison, and I never really thought while I was in prison. I never put two and two together, but yeah, it's similar like a motherfucker.
Well, that's just it. Listen, all this stuff is coming out the wash, and when the people that still have half a nut left, I'm just saying, the people that still have half a ball left, they're gonna stand up and want these guys crucified. This is gonna be gnarly, dude. Listen, I can tell you right now, my dad is one of the boomers. He is all up zombified by this whole situation. Even he is getting upset about the food. They're gonna have a really big fucking problem. They did it on purpose. You're watching a show. Nobody sees it. Trump told you right at the very. I'm done even worrying about it because it's all a fucking show.
Look, these people are going to war without having to use bombs, bullets, and soldiers. Think about it.
Why? They can get us to argue. They can get us to argue with ourselves on here. People won't even work together as a team.
That's what I mean. You're going to war against whatever you want to call it, civilians, the masses, whatever.
I'm an American and I say no. I'm an American and I say no. I don't want my military fighting anybody.
Why would people assume that social media wasn't a playground for the elite or the people that put the programs out? You know, like, I don't know why we would assume that this isn't an interactive place for them to get to know us better and influence us even more than Hollywood, you know, so that we actually end up influencing each other and holding each other to standards that, you know, I've said this before out here, in a communist culture with the oppressor's face painted on all the walls and postered all over the place, people know who the propagandist is. But in a Western culture, you know, the propaganda actually was given to us and now we police each other with it. That's the beauty of the politically correct movement, right? Is once we've given each other the right to police each other, now, plus with 2020, you've got this divisive information and this emboldened voice to save lives, save the world. I would say that there's people from elite, the elite not only have channels on YouTube and influence us, but they also stream this shit to their meetings and stuff. They think it's hilarious. They're like, watch the losers, so
They do.
and so, yeah. And so like even I'm not trying to say like I think any of the channels that we know, I have no theory on this. I'm not, I'm not trying to hide or make innuendos to anyone, but let's just say there was a channel we know, like we could pick Charles here, one person could come on panel. I could come on panel and I could be, I could stream anyways, there's just ways where you could sit here and screen capture and send it to an entire huge audience somewhere else. Right. And now, and if I knew well enough how to speak out both sides of my mouth, right, I would be able to convince you guys that I was totally on board with you, but I would have all my rich friends laughing at, look at me play these guys, right?
Yeah, that's what they do. They get off on shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but what's even more scary is to watch them get busted and watch the behavior. That's where you got to watch your ass. Once they get busted and they know they're going down, that's when you got to watch their ass. You got to rat.
Who created propaganda? Germans, I think.
Yes,
but no, it had to be way earlier than that.
Actually, yeah, the first amount of propaganda, the word propaganda, if I recall, it's associated with the church, and I think specifically the Catholic Church. Not to knock them,
wow.
I think it has to do with the root. It has to do with the root. I can look it up, but it is a church word used first. If my research was correct, but I did do research online, so how correct can that be? You never know.
You could spell Pope out of propaganda.
Yeah. So, and again, I don't take that as fact. Don't take that as fact, friends. I don't have any antagonism towards the Catholic Church in any specific.
It would be propaganda.
Yeah.
I think propaganda.
And I don't love the Catholic Church either. I just don't necessarily believe everything we've been told.
Fence sitter.
So.
Fence sitter.
Hello, Voynich. Hello, Mr. Voynich. How are you?
I bet.
A child. I think the Catholic Church is a front. All churches are a front for a business, but I think the Catholic Church is a front for a lot more sinister shit.
Yes, very, very bad stuff. Unfortunately, since I was a kid, I was named after the Bible and stuff like that. And unfortunately, as I've gotten older, learned, and hit consciousness, whatever you want to call it, I can see the pattern in the Bible and all the city grids. And also I can see the pattern of control in your name and birth. I can't explain it, but I can see it. Every time you sign your name, everything.
I get that in a sense, Daniel. I know in Quebec, the naming laws here were like so rigid for way longer than anywhere else. And it had to be a religious name, and you couldn't do these weird hippie names. But there's something systemic to the way we're named and how it's used beyond just this all cap stuff.
Because of magic. It's because of magic. The words all have meanings, and the words that they started using here in America, that's why they manipulated the language so bad, was to take the power away. Now I've been doing a little experiment.
When you talk about the Catholic Church and the Catholic system, which has been like a very predominant system in the West, like you said, Bex, no other names were allowed than Catholic names, and so therefore you would be only named after the day that you were born, or in one of the 3 days that you were born. So by stating your name, your first name would always reveal your sign, right, to anybody who was in the knowledge, and your surname would always reveal where you come from. So that's pretty much. And people who were given these names didn't know that. They just knew that they had to give their child that name because it was born on that day. And
good point, boy.
Yeah.
I was going to say with a surname like Voynich, though, how did they ever figure out where you came from? I'm just teasing.
I
Play for
just
tease.
came from my mom. I just came from my mom. I'm just like you.
Because Voynich, the manuscript, nobody knows where it came from. It'd be like, where did Voy come from then? I know
Well,
it's just that I know it's not your real name. I'm just
it's
teasing.
what I've meditated into and seen and come to the conclusion of is so flippin' gnarly. Unfortunately, we're a live product machine that clones. So our children really are basically nothing but clones of us.
Yeah.
I've had theories on that too. Back to what
That's how
Voy
you
was
live
saying about it.
forever.
I had never really made that link between the naming, like the church controlling the naming, and the days and the day of the week or other stuff. Because I've only ever seen, heard of that in African cultures, right? Where they have these naming rituals. You have the name of the week or the day, the name you're born on, and then you name the child a certain number of days later. I know that's, but I know those rituals are also in our culture, just
Yeah,
a
it's like,
little more. Yeah.
when you're called Sylvester, according to Catholic tradition, you would be born on either the 31st of December or the 1st of January, right? That's Saint Sylvester. And when you're born on the 5th or the 4th of December, you would be called Nicholas or Miklaus or Mick, or yeah. Or
That's what you're
Klaus.
saying. So almost like the saints' days, if
Yeah.
we were to really look into it, likely there's a saint for every day,
Yeah.
and also
more
a
or
female
less. Yeah.
counterpart of some sort.
Yeah, there's
'Cause I don't
about
think
I was
There's
born on Easter Sunday. So
I think
what would
there's
they
about
give me?
320 saints, or there's not exactly as much saints, Catholic saints, as there are days in a year, but it's close.
but they have other venerated peoples, right? So I don't think it has to be a saint per se. I could see there being other venerated people that also are part of this namesake sort of code. Interesting. And just to add to what I was saying
even
earlier, I'll just say that the Voynich is an exotic name for an exotic man, one of a kind. That's
What
what
if
I
I
was.
told you? What if I told you I figured out how to decipher it in an old language?
Peace,
Like
Max Vision.
I could take your name that
I
they
want
gave you.
to know more. I want to know more when you tell me.
Well, all I could tell you is I did it with mine, and the thing is, my family is not intelligible enough to do this, and it came out to denial of Christ over. And I could see it in other people's names and stuff too. It's hard to explain. I'm not perfect at it, and that's because of the system. Yeah, I've figured out a whole bunch of stuff, and they don't like it, bro. I had a bump and run for probably about 2 months because of it, but now they backed off. They've created stuff they can't hang with no more, bro. You have to figure it out yourself. I'd go watch that note video in my community section and pay attention to what the lady is telling you. I'm just saying. That's all I could tell you. And you'll get it. I'm gonna run. I got work to do. It's a beautiful spring day, and I got spring cleanup. Have a good day, guys.
It is a beautiful spring day, and most of the people around me are doing spring cleanups. Yeah. There's a chemtrail sky though, but then again,
yeah,
it's middle
that's
of
every day.
It's beautiful today too. Yesterday I went on my walk, super brisk, super cold. Like there was a cool breeze. Today it's got that spring warm air. It's beautiful here today. Not a cloud
I
in the
wanted
sky.
to say something on the propaganda back when it was brought up that I think P. Diddy's garbage is just propaganda to make it look like they're doing something about it, because that area is it's a touchy area, and people are figuring out more and more, and so they're gonna make it look like they're doing something about it. P. Diddy's just a fucking character.
yeah, they're just giving people something to latch on.
Yeah. Just like God and all these religions. It's all propaganda used to scare people. That's how I see it. Can it be knowledge? Yeah, it can be, but it's how they're using the stuff. And you know, I have to say it's brilliant, but sinister at the same time. They got tired of beating people to do what they wanted them to do. They got tired of beating people, and so they were like, let's trick them. Let's
Am
get
I
a carrot.
officially
Get a
no
carrot
longer?
with a string and a stick and hang it in front of them.
Dude, I think they actually killed. I think they actually did that. You know what you just mentioned there, and then I think somehow after they killed all people, somehow even their world got Mandela affected, and it just came up. Oh no! But how about these peoples and those peoples in those countries that you killed off? There's new peoples there. I think something like that happens, and they were like, "What the fuck? We killed them off. We killed them off 10 years ago." And now there's people like 80 years old living there with the whole fucking new history and everything.
I see something like that too.
Yeah.
My friend in Nigeria said that they it's rumored sometimes when somebody dies in their village that they're seen 2 weeks later in some other village. Now that's just sort of like a urban legend. We'll call it urban legend, right?
But no, that's more like ghost area, or
that's how they get their power. They found a castle, and they just decided one day that we're a supreme bloodline. They just find the castle and say we're going to be kings and queens.
But what if we don't? Yeah, what if we don't know on what Boy was saying? I've wondered sometimes, what if we don't know how consciousness works, right? So if somebody dropped a bomb on us while we were sleeping, would we wake up and not realize, even though in that reality, boom, that city's devastated, but would we all just wake up somewhere in another reality, not knowing we were bombed, right? And then with our minds consciously sort of have brought our whole world with us. Is it a way of creating space?
When you
Sorry,
say
go
that,
on.
when you say that, I think it's a valid question, but only when. How many movies did you watch? Coming up with that.
True. But then we've got that whole, do they really reveal stuff? Yeah.
So,
isn't there a quote about that like, does art mimic life or does life mimic art kind of thing? Like, so good point.
I get what you're saying though, but it's so far out there.
Well, for sure. I just love those, but I love that in a holographic world, if we imagine ourselves on a Star Trek hologram, gigantic one, would it be so abstract, right? Like, I think it's easier to see in a holographic or matrix realm that could happen, because you can see, you could see it happen in a video game. Yeah. But again, I'm just theorizing. It's not something I've thought deeply about.
I'm not saying Diddy don't do that stuff, but I'm saying these people look at his publicity, good or bad. Look at what's his name? The old guy, Bill Cosby. Everyone felt he had a 50-50. People felt bad for him, and they know this will happen. They don't care. It's more spotlight to them. They'll play that role.
Yeah.
And then he'll beat the case, and it'll be forgotten about. Desensitize the people. It'll be the new norm real soon. So fucking crazy this world is.
Yeah, you explained it very simple there, but that's pretty much what is going on.
To me, it's simple.
Yeah.
But to other people, unplugging them might be devastating. Like people like my roommate and people that my roommate don't even think the news lies. My roommate be like, why would they do that? Well, my roommate don't see outside the box. My roommate thinks I'm nuts. My roommate be like, you think the world's out to get you? But yeah. It's not out to get just me. It's out to get everyone. Like a starving cookie monster. Like a Pac-Man.
So, can you guys bring me up to speed? What happened with P. Diddy? He's being charged or
Well,
something?
if you've seen videos of him with Justin Bieber when he was a child, and then the stories that are going around, and it just so happens that it seems like the internet was grooming for this incident, because just before the P Diddler got his place allegedly raided, he's been like, that type of stories have been around a lot, and it's like they've been grooming it for this. They played a one when he was on what's that show with Nori and that DJ? I forgot the name. Well, he was on there and he was saying, telling Noriega that he loves him. He scrapes and scrambles, and whatever. If Diddy's both ways, who gives a fuck? To me, I see him just plucking the strings of the people. It's all publicity to these people, man. Even if it's bad publicity, it'll make them money somehow. It's a game. Now, I'm not saying P Shitty didn't do any of that. I think he did, but will he truly get locked up for it? Probably not, because how many other big names does he know is involved? You think they're gonna put him in this position? He would be dead if it was a true danger. He would have been taken out quick to make it look like an accident if they thought in any way, because he's got no big names. Dude's a billionaire? He hangs with the big dogs.
It's just a bag of bait, and they will see how far you will take the bait, into your own life, into your own milieu, into your own community, and that's what it's about. It's
like,
just a bag.
Yeah.
It's just a bag
Like
of dirt.
Epstein.
And, yeah.
What do you
It's
think
like,
of Epstein? Do you think he folded and they killed him, or do you think they faked his?
There's so many
death?
stories about that too. Like,
Yeah, right.
I'm not gonna take any bait of any of these stories that's behind that.
Yeah, I saw a video last night that showed potentially Ghislaine Maxwell, in a picture with John Benet Ramsey, and it reminded me that I'd seen it years ago. But like, now that we've seen how AI works, right, and how people we already know that's the not just AI, but the ability to augment images. I'm not trying to say that those two things aren't related. I'm just saying that, it's really easy for people to create evidence to support to support this, So
what's even easier? I mean, that's current day that you're talking about, Bex. And but what is even easier is omitting evidence, right? Just right, and that's what happened there. Well, he killed himself. Well, no, we didn't have any camera news or any camera views. No, nothing like that. Omitting is even easier.
Mm-hmm.
You know how
And they
far
do,
that must go?
yeah.
That pyramid scheme of that whole setup, like, it's sick. Who remembers in Florida, the people were working at a fast food joint? These people, a manager from a fast food joint got caught in this whole ring of that sheriff that does that shit in Florida now that's public with it. That sheriff's pretty famous on the smart remarks he makes, and I think that's all part of the show. But yeah, that shit goes down to your average neighbor. Probably steal your damn kid. It's probably a meth head. They get drug addicts to do that. It's crazy shit, man. It goes down, like I said, to your average homeless person, right? Deep shit.
Yo, Naga, how you doing?
Naga, you're muted if you're talking.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now. There's some like a delay. So I got a delay, right?
No, not well. I don't know. I am not beside you to see when you talk, but we can hear you.
Okay, yeah, I'm doing good. And how about y'all on the panel? And much love and respect to everybody.
Thank you. Right back at you.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, peace, Naga.
So, Boy, you were saying that this Diddy stuff is how did you phrase it? Sort of like to see how far the ball would roll. I'm not trying to say that you said it wasn't true, but just how did you phrase that?
I don't know what I'm trying to catch.
Well,
what
just
you-
sort of like to take the bait, kind of like to that the information is sort of out there.
Yeah,
so
I
that
mean, all they have to do, it's not about propaganda now. They just have to, they just, well, like when you go fishing, they just let out a bag of bait, and they don't even need to catch the fish anymore. They just just need a crowd of fish at that point, right?
Yeah, and then it'll spread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the how do you call the metaphor, an analogy that I was.
It'll spread like a virus.
And that's what I was saying earlier about the propagandists being a visible face in communist countries, and in capitalist countries we are the propagandists, right? Like, and we're the truth talkers too, right? Like, so I'm just saying people spread information, so it's easy for them to
The
easy
first
for us
internet
to police each other with
people.
information. That's what they like us to believe.
And it's not only that. I mean, that's only one part of it. I mean, besides that, I mean, there's, to go along with the analogy or with the metaphor that I used there, it's like there's bags of baits everywhere now, right? It's insane. Like nothing makes sense anymore. You can talk about this, talk about that. Nothing actually really matters. I mean, there's people being killed by the millions, right?
Yeah,
and
it's
we can see
becoming
it.
the norm. That's why.
Yeah, and we can see what's going on in the Middle East, and we can't say anything about that. It's and so that's gonna be that's gonna be like the biggest boil that's gonna burst. That's gonna have to burst, and that's gonna happen. I mean, this anti-Semitism, if I may call it that, right, against the chosen people, this is becoming a big thing. And
The chosen people, that's funny.
Yeah. I mean, you need to coach.
Who chose them?
We need to coach.
Pedophile priest?
Yeah, that's who chose them. Yeah. And so, yeah, it's pretty close to the truth, by the way, there. Yeah. Yeah. And so, it's all coming to an end, or to a how would you call this?
I think coming to a head is an expression.
Yeah, it's
in
coming
English.
to a new beginning.
Yeah,
coming to a head.
Coming to a head. Yeah.
Or a culmination point. That's not an expression.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Either way, either way. This will lead us to something.
We're lucky to be here as a so-called species in the next 100 years. The way everything's contaminated, we'll be lucky to reproduce. And who's to say they're not already making fake wombs underground and already have
what you
found
say,
or
yeah.
been creating like that, genetically with a false womb. Because reproduction is dropping like a motherfucker because of the toxins and the pesticides and all that. So who knows? In another 100 years, to have a baby will be truly a gift. It'll be like, sacred. Even though it already is, but then people will start taking it to be sacred when they can't bear children.
Like in this movie, what's it called? I thought it was such a boring movie. It just had a good clue.
Gattaca? Gattaca?
no, no. Where nobody is able to reproduce anymore, and there's only a woman in the
Oh
world.
yeah, I always forget the name of that movie too. It's got
Nicolas
that
Cage. It's with Nicolas Cage.
and that redheaded Susan. Is it Susan Sarandon or not Susan
No.
Sarandon? But someone, but
Sorry.
an actress that looks really good with red hair. I don't know if she's
Dude.
red in that.
I don't
I
know, but
watched-
it's like they're constantly escaping from the world cracking up behind them, right?
Hold on.
Mhm.
I just
mean,
watched a crazy movie with Nicolas
It's
Cage.
stupid. It's stupid. It's a stupid movie. I never liked it, but it's about like there's this one woman that is able to reproduce, and they're trying to protect her.
Movies are pretty much the same, bro. Like I watched 111 movies in the last 2 months. I write them down so I don't double watch. And fucking, through the years of watching movies, I've realized how many war movies can you have, right?
Dude,
It's all about killing.
I don't watch those movies. I hate those movies. I don't.
Or terrorist attack movies, right? Where
Dude, when they start,
mean-
when the movie starts and I see this FBI jacket or whatever, or some red and blue lights, I'm like, no, this is not my
or
kind of-
alien invasions, what else?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
Or about space. I'm just not my movie.
Sharknado. Like
Hey, right?
some of these movies, it's like they must have got bored and had to like create.
Yeah, those large beast movies were just a fucking joke. Whatever it was, Sharknado, and I don't know. There were other ones where they'd make these giant beasts. Yeah, it's stupid. I
Every
like
once
one
in a
thing I
while,
found
there's
I've been
some
watching is there's some great sci-fi shorts, and I don't mind outer space sci-fi. It's just sci-fi, right? But what I like about it is the technological stuff when they do the on Earth technological sci-fi stuff. That stuff's really interesting to me. And the shorts that are on YouTube, there are some amazing ones. Check out my community page of the Zero account, and you'll see I've shared some really interesting shorts.
Shit. We outside this place could be a disaster, right? Maybe outside of our realm, who knows what the fuck's out there.
Well, and it could be healing, I mean, the universe could be healing from something, right? This could be a hospital of sorts, more than a prison, perhaps, right? And part of it feels like a prison because the healing takes many, many lifetimes or whatever. And I don't mean that and I mean that in a universal sense, not in a Earth realm sense, Like if we're on an infinite plane and there could be an ice wall around us, and this could be a matrix. Language is like frozen. Frozen's used for computers as well as for land, right? So, the idea that everything out there is not accessible right now. It could be exactly what we think the elite have this secret that they know about the realm. But I think like what Voy was saying earlier, I think that they shot themselves in the foot when they started saying they had all the answers, and now we assume they have all the answers. So I don't know. There could be something more to, this. This may be the only place that one could be on the plane right now. Just a thought. Did you see Marcel's comment, Voy?
Peace, Marcel.
Sorry,
So
Bex,
I'm
I was just in the kitchen, as I
Shit.
tend to be, But, about what did you talk about the elite not knowing everything when they?
Well, yeah, just that we think they have answers that they don't even have, right?
Yeah.
And
they're being misguided on the same levels as we are,
mhm.
until they stop to do so. And I think elites. I mean, I don't think of people that have more money as elites. You know, elites is something. Those are the people that we don't know of. I mean, those are not the Rothschilds or the Carries or the Kennedys. Those are not the elites. I mean, the elites. We don't see.
It's almost like different. Yeah, it's almost like different levels of that cyan that you introduced me to that term, right? Like, the banking world alone has people wanting to behave classistly, right? Like, Western families are very classist. Let's just say my experience of my Western family, is to have very classist values and not necessarily be snobs, like not necessarily saying that they value people with money over people that aren't. They just in their own family expect success from each other and judge each other when you don't have that success, right? And so when you look at the world, you've got these rich people like the Kennedys and stuff. They're basically just a lower level. They're just a better taken care of version of that unpaid cyan, wouldn't you say? Like they think they're somebody, but they're not the same way that we think they're somebody. They don't have the power. They've been bought.
Yeah. And they're sold, right? Yeah, they've been bought and therefore they're sold. And now they are, I mean, this is where the term soldier comes from, right? They're soldier. They're soldier. They're sold.
Never thought of that before.
Huh.
But that's actually what it means.
It does make sense, yeah.
That is what it stems from. It doesn't mean sold either. No, it means, I mean, the people that were sold into the army were usually the people that the family didn't have any, how do you say, any fit for. They
sold their soul.
No, they sold their, well, let's call them autistic, or the ones that couldn't get along. They would sell them to the army. Like, okay, yeah, I mean.
Well, and even now they go into the poor, region. Yeah.
All these poor families had was children, right?
Yeah.
So that's all they had. And
you
so
could promise sorry, I'm interrupting. Go on.
Yeah, and they had big family, like let's say like 7 or 10 children, and one of them was like, well, not so functional, right? And they would sell these people to the army, and the army would seek fit for them.
Yeah, and then the system became so that you didn't have to sell them. What you did was, which is a form of selling anyway. So even if the money wasn't directly paid to the family, what you're doing is giving them an opportunity, like going into a ghetto and saying, do you want to be a doctor? Right? You can be trained to be a doctor.
But for many people, it worked. For many guys, it actually worked. Because they
Sunday, soul day.
Expand on what Voy was saying about soldier being like the soldier. We know a baker bakes, right? Like that ending, that ER ending in English, you couldn't call them a solder because that spells solder. So the I is distinctive as a person, like it just changes the, I'd never thought of that. Interesting. Because even sold,
the etymology, but I mean the etymology also shows like what's like when things are on sale in France, it's called solden, right? Solden. That's actually, I mean, that's the etymology of the word soldier. It doesn't mean soldier is not a warrior. Soldier is not a fighter. Soldier is just a puppet,
Yeah.
They call the sun the soul, SOL. So Sunday is the soul day.
Yeah, but that's different.
The sun is the soul.
Knowledge. Yeah.
I love learning stuff like that. In English, we know the Latin base very well, and but at least I tend to through my Spanish, but it's looking at those, the French actually goes over my head with that sometimes but I don't speak French fluently, but I know it.
The sun is the
Germanic
true light.
Influence.
That's the true light. The sun, the soul. And your false light is the light in your bedroom.
And so okay, okay, let's go again on soldier. I mean, the word Voynich can be mistaken or interchanged with soldier, but it doesn't mean soldier. The word Voynich stems from voin, and that word means war, but it actually means a killing. And a killing has to do with strangling. That's what a killing is. And so therefore the word for war in Slavic actually means a strangling. And Voynich actually means
damn, boy, you got a violent name.
Yeah, it actually means a strangler. And therefore, but it means a warrior, and therefore it's confused with a soldier too. But yeah. I mean, yeah,
Is the Voynich manuscript named after the person that found it then? Is that where the...
yeah, what is that thing? I've seen that before through my research. The Voynich manuscript.
No, I think it was named after the guy that actually sold it.
Ah.
I think, I'm not sure. Yeah, no, I think it was named after the guy who sold it, and he was a book. How would you say this? A librarian, a book specialist. Yeah, and so his name was Voynich, and he was the first one to bring it up. So, yeah, I think that's how the story goes.
Interesting. Gendagon saying soldiers were called sellswords.
So that also has the word sold in it, right? Sold words.
Yeah,
sold
it's more.
Word. Yeah.
Was that in? I wonder what language that was in. Like it's obviously English, but I wonder where they were called that. Interesting. It's amazing how just getting the understanding of one word can start to reframe. You reframe so much. You know, it can help you just like
Bex
the
was right.
onion.
Since you're here, before I forget, I was looking at pictures, and you had said one time some of these pictures are computer generated. You said because I forgot who zoomed in on them, and you could tell when you zoom in. So one day I was zooming in on some pictures, and I noticed that it looks different when you zoom in. You could tell it's computer generated.
I don't know about that, but I totally I want to see what you mean. Can you show me what you mean? Because sometimes I can just see it in one glance. You know, in just one glance, I can see it like, oh, this is a fake one. But then again, it's mixed. I mean, when I look at the pictures that you show, I see also real ones, right? That I even recognize from my own.
Some have been manipulated, cut the sky out. They've even cut buildings out and put different backgrounds. I've seen pictures with a building in like 3 different backgrounds. But the building really exists. They just, changed the picture. But I'll show it next time. I'll go on my laptop and I'll zoom in. I gotta find these pictures. But I have
cool, because I never heard about this. Like,
because I thought Bex is full of shit. I ain't gonna lie. And
no, Bex
happened.
AI. I mean,
my first thought was,
I just used the AI art, but it was it's actually a good conversation to have with Cage, because Cage has made a bunch of videos for his own channel with just the basic video maker AI. I don't know what it is, but so he was saying when he saw how easy it was for him to just make, say, an intro video for Caged Reality, and how good it was, like really just the voice, everything, just at a quick, like on basic prompts.
It has some quality to it. Yeah.
Yeah. So on basic prompts, it made him, it just made me start wondering how long this technology has been around for the image makers, right? And they would, and how long the ability to augment. We know they could augment photographs back in the day, way since they've been able to make them. So, it's similar online. I would say I question everything, that's been presented to us in print.
They give us little advances and things. They probably are so far. They just banking off of everything. Banking.
Now that being said, AI could be like programmed in such a way that it actually does reveal stuff to us, though. in its creations, right? Like, so, and I'm not saying in a like over controlling the robots are going to
AI,
take over the world
it's
kind of
the
way.
new Jesus. It's the new religion. AI is going to be the tip of the pyramid, the soul control.
That's
Not
what
the
they
soul,
wanted. I mean,
the
that is the plan.
ultimate,
Yeah.
the ultimate sheep herder. That's what AI is going to be. It's going
I
to be
mean,
the new God.
I've already heard people explaining
Stop looking outside
AI
yourself.
and telling us that like it's going to make decisions that you will not understand, but AI will be so intelligent that it cannot explain itself. So you will just have to accept it. I was like, what?
It's crazy.
I mean, I didn't come up with this, right? I heard this. Somebody actually told this, like, it will be so intelligent that it will not be. Okay, so this doesn't even make sense. If you're so intelligent that you can make decisions that nobody else understands, and you cannot explain it to the people
AI
that
is
don't
not
understand
intelligent.
it, then you're not intelligent.
The trick.
You know, that's just tyranny.
Good point, boy. It's kind of oxymoronic. Yeah, it is like
AI could do math quicker. That's about it. It can't even write down what I'm saying correctly, let alone fucking. Ooh, it could do some math quick, or maybe learn the game of chess in 2 seconds.
Out
but
there, dude. They would just put it out there. It's so stupid.
I don't know.
Yeah, how smart are you if you can't convey your idea to the masses?
You're right.
Right?
Uber smart.
Yeah.
Smart. Yeah.
It's a good way to control people too, technology. Especially if your money's digital. There's many avenues. Imagine, your fridge, people got their stoves hooked up to the fucking internet, their microwaves, fucking your headphones, your phone, your video games, your cameras to the house, your fucking door lock, your car. What can't you hack into? It's all hackable, all of it. Yep, your bank account, all that's digital, hackable. It's all hackable. I watch this stuff on these Russian hackers that can hack anything. Hack your car and drive it down the road.
I want to get back to Russia. I think I have some roots in Russia. No, I just want to get back.
Russia is awesome. It's one of the countries that are left that actually have some really, really good castles and old architecture. Europe did away with a lot of it, but it seems Russia respects their so-called heritage or whatever.
They can actually still build those castles in that style that everybody thinks that we lost the ability to build in that manner. But they actually
if you teach the people, if they learn,
they actually are building things.
They should.
But they are in Russia. They are building Tartarian.
Not in America.
No, but in Russia they are building Tartarian-like buildings. Yeah.
Next, America will have a wall around it with barbed wire on the top. We got to keep them out, and little do they know they're building themselves in. That's how dumb we've gotten. America will build the weapons that are going to be used to destroy because of money. Isn't that crazy how they get people to do things? Take their sources of food and their land, and then you got to work to get it back. And you're going to build me the weapons I'm going to use on you.
Well, once you think about evil and you try and you do some deductive reasoning, right? You will come to the conclusion that evil will destruct itself. And I did this deduction.
I could agree with that.
A long time ago. Get to that conclusion, like, no, man, in the end, it's just gonna destroy itself. And so
I could agree. People get arrested and go to prison because they make stupid decisions. So they do self-destruct ways.
Yeah, we also need something else than patience. We also need but in the end, it will, self-destruct without pushing the button. This button.
You got to
will
do what
just-
George Washington did to the British. In them war days, you weren't allowed to kill the top people. But George Washington. I almost said George Bush. That's crazy. He
Don't ever say George.
told his snipers to kill the lieutenants, the captains, or the high up people, because then, the rest of the people, all they knew was to follow orders.
Mhm.
And that's how you got to look at these people. Most of them only know how to follow orders. So if you take the top people out, the bottom people be scrambling and won't know what to do.
Oh, I mean,
But I'm pretty sure they got fail-safe plans, these people, because they play chess, man.
dude, I looked
they're
at
not
Captain
idiots.
Agwai,
These
and
aren't
this
stupid people.
this motherfucker. I mean, he wasn't worth shit, dude. He was just called
Who?
a captain. A captain, just a captain in the
Who?
army.
Washington?
And no, dude, just a captain. And I looked him in the eyes, and this guy wasn't worth anything, dude. These people most of the people that are in the army are just a bunch of creeks,
They follow
And,
orders.
Yeah, well, and that's not the only kind that is left in the army, that gets higher up. There's also actual good people that actually join the army, and
Did you say creeps?
yeah.
You know what I heard? Greeks. Sorry.
Creeps.
That's so, yeah, creeps.
Yeah.
I think, I knew you wouldn't have said
There's a lot of
creeps.
creeps in the army. I mean, there's a lot of weird people in the army. I mean, the people that are professionals in the army, I think more than half. I think I'd say 60% of them is like way perverted, strange kind of people.
Peace to everyone in the chat. Creator Earth USA 2.0. I look at everything as a fucking propaganda now. And I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm starting to think 99% of this information we get is fucking bullshit propaganda.
Yeah. But it's tailored. It's tailored to you and me, It's tailored propaganda. It's not, they're just not throwing it out there. That's just like, oh, you like this kind of bait. You like that kind of bait. And
It's an overload.
No, yeah, but I mean, there's enough for everybody out there, to latch onto. And so this is the game.
Long pause.
Yeah, I'm stoned.
Yeah, I
I'm
just
more
smoked a joint
stoned
too.
than Jesus.
I did.
Actually, I got a little more stoned than Jesus.
I took 3 months, basically, I wouldn't say off smoking weed, but for someone who smokes it chronically all day, every day, to go from that to like once a week, once every 3 weeks, pretty much was quitting. But I'm back full force. I'm probably about, I don't know, a week and a half back into smoking it daily, and sure, it hits me hard. That it was a good break. Good break for the tolerance thing. I've been
Nice.
smoking.
Yeah, who knows what's in this stuff, man? This from these shops,
every
this
time
weed
I
in
take
these
a
shops
break-
people buy. You got it. I don't know.
Every time I take a break from smoking the marijuana, I stop for 3 weeks or so. I smoke one and I get so fucking paranoid.
I know. Yeah.
I'm just on my way. I'm just on a road trip. And like, what the fuck? And I'm just out there, in nowhere land. And I think people are following me. I'm like, dude, you just smoked a joint.
Yo.
happens to you.
Imagine that shit, bro. If
Still-
somebody said this to me, I would
Still I
take
get
them serious.
Still, I get paranoid, and I think there's a car behind me, and it's following me, but there's not even a car behind me. You know, it's like stupid.
I wonder though. I know that one of the side effects of smoking cannabis is increased heart rate. So I've often wondered. This is what I used to tell people when they'd smoke their first joint with me. Now I sound like a groomer, but I have smoked many people's first joint with them, and I would tell them that one of the side effects is an increased heart rate, which I think our body wants to interpret as emotion. And so I think some of the paranoia is just getting used to that increased heart rate again. I used to give them that, just that the idea that it might just be your body reacting to the weed, like it might not be emotional. But I know what you're saying, Voy, because it doesn't really matter. It feels like paranoia regardless, right? Like,
I think describing it as a higher heart rate is actually a better description than paranoia.
Look,
but our mind
the
wants to
dollar's
place
only
it.
going to crash for us, Marcel. That's the
Then
fucked
it's
up part.
kind
The
of-
rich people, nothing will happen to them. They'll stay balanced. We're going to crash. There's going to be a lot of chaos everywhere. You're going to be protecting your fucking soups like you were in prison. You'll be sleeping with your cans of stew and shit. People will be kicking in your door for a soup.
I ain't got no soup.
It's not funny. It's not funny. If that shit really happened, people have no idea. If you buy gold, silver. Yeah, I've seen people, they make videos doing it with a smelter. That's what you call it. And they make bricks of brass, copper. I've never seen them do gold. I'm pretty sure they do silver. Because, yeah, weapons are one thing, but you can't eat bullets and guns.
Boop-boop-be-doo. I want to be loved by you, just you. No.
Yeah, imagine if we focused on our futures and worked together as a unit in ways. I'm
Boy.
not saying with everything. Just in ways and man.
Voy, are you serenading yourself?
No, I'm just reading Danny Skylark. Danny Skylark is in the chat.
She said,
she's
this right
just
here.
about the sexiest woman on YouTube here. So,
If some guy came to me and said, even the stones will cry out for me, dude, I might think that guy is crazy, man. I wouldn't fuck with him. Someone said that to me, they're not playing games.
Poo-poo-pee-doo.
Stone. Yawning. Shit. Marcel is getting his garden ready. He sent a video.
I know Voy has a
It's
garden.
motivation. You do, Voy?
Well, not necessarily of the edible varietal. Smokable, potable. What's potable? No, potable's drinkable. Sorry.
Fuck.
Potable. Funny though that I wouldn't make that. Very punny. Naga, do you have a garden? I know you're a vegan.
Nah, I don't have a garden. Definitely don't have no lands here in America. Shit. Do you guys hear me or not?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Where I live, the people on the other side of the building could have major balcony gardens. They get sun. They'd have to get a sunshade in order to not have their plants burn. It gets so hot over there. But on my side, it's not good. The most light I get is in the summertime through my windows, like just rising and setting. But I'm in the wrong position on the building for a garden of anything other than, I guess, nightshades. Not even nightshades would be wrong. But things that don't need a lot of light to grow is what I'm trying to say. But can produce a lot on a balcony. Your garden's on your balcony, isn't it, boy? Did I pop out?
No, I was just on my balcony when you said that. Yeah. Yeah. Checking out. It's not going.
Just imagine that shit. China's about to roll out all them dogs I showed in that video. Just imagine, we're stooping down to a dog, a robot dog is going to tell people what to do. Oh. And if you kick the dog, you would be charged with police brutality. That's crazy.
Yeah. We'll see about that. Yeah. See about that.
All right, I'm going to show his garden.
Sorry.
Marcel's garden.
I'm sorry. I just didn't want to be the one that broke the long silent pause every time, Charles. I was having a silence off with everybody, seeing if someone else would break it first.
I like Naga's avatar.
Yeah, me too. A new one. Or not the one I've seen before anyway. New to me.
Yeah, I gotta find out where Maybach got this picture. That little Diddy snacks. That's fucking hilarious. Alright. This is Marcel's garden. It's motivation right here. Come on. Come on, StreamYard. Stop playing games.
Smith is asking for the link when you have a moment, Chuck.
Fuck. We got Smith in the house. Oh, fuck.
Starting with some cucumber plants here. Tomatoes, a lot of tomatoes. Some herbs here. Got beets, beetroots. Got kohlrabi here. Got andivy. Got
endives.
Paprika. more cucumbers. Got my citrus fruit here. Some more cucumbers, herbs, onions, and this is oranges. Seeds still not coming up, but a little bigger citrus. Fruit trees blossoming well. Lots of apple trees, little ones. Got potatoes in these containers. More herbs here. I got berry bushes. Lots of them. Lots of berry bushes.
Motivation. Look at that.
Got more beetroots here. Cannot see them yet, but they're here. Lots of onions. This is all onion. More onions. More onions here. And it's still a little bit messy, but that's because I'm not ready or done with everything. So herbs, more trees, blossoming well. And this side is still a lot of work to do, but the trees are doing well. Apple trees.
That's where Marcel's been.
And a pear.
How could you not be at true peace when this is you in your garden? Or, you could do that with anything you put your mind to, but Mother Earth provides. If you take care of her, it's a guarantee she will take care of you. That's one relationship that is guaranteed in life. No ifs, ands, or buts. And yet people treat Mother Earth like, no, I'm not going to use that analogy.
Did you smoke a joint today, Naga? Do you smoke weed?
Nah, I quit
Naga
smoking.
smokes. Naga smokes ganja.
Nah, I quit smoking a while ago.
Fire.
I haven't smoked in a minute.
Do you find a huge change?
Not really.
For me, I always see a change. Like, remembering stuff as far as that. Sometimes you're so baked you don't remember what you're reading. At
Well,
least for me.
it seems that way for me, but it's more because I was so hype. You know how a kid is so hyped to, to talk about certain things or to show certain things, and you can't, how a kid can be still type of thing. So I used to be like that, like where I couldn't be still, you know.
Mm.
I always wanted to say things, always pulling things. I couldn't lock in into one thing. I couldn't sit in place. I couldn't stay in the house. You know, I couldn't never stay at one place. But I think I found that basically when I start smoking weed, I realized that okay, like I needed to be still for a while, even though I couldn't. I guess the weed make me become aware of that I'm not still. I'm not able to lock in when I want to. And so I started to working on that, with smoking on the weed. And since I was aware of it, so I'm still be able to do it with or without the weed. But definitely the weed made me realize a lot of things, about me, because the weed is like a gateway, you know. That's why a lot of people, they smoke weed, for stress, for different type of medication, because the weed is like a gateway type of thing. So yeah, it allowed me to realize a lot of things about me, but it's not like I wasn't doing or be about these things. The weed just made me realize these things. It's kind of like you have to be able to detach, to remove yourself from certain things to see it for what it is. So I kind of had to, detach from my body, what I'm saying, to see what's going on with me, to analyze myself. Yeah, so like the weed was kind of one of the things that allowed me to do it. So, but I'm still doing it with or without the weed. You know what I'm saying? Now that I'm aware of it, it's like I always say this: once you know something, you can't unknow it. You might forget it. You might, but think about it for a while. You're going to remember it. You always have access to it.
It's uploaded, yeah. Once it's uploaded, it's in the data bank.
Yeah. But yeah, is not much of a change, should I say? But it's some changes regardless. Just like started smoking, definitely changed certain my perspective on things. So not smoking, it definitely changed my perspective, but it's very little.
You know, I forgot how Redman said it and how high he goes. He said smoke weed, get high, and get high grades or some shit. The way he said it was hilarious.
But yeah, and one thing I agree with, I think Boy was talking about, and somebody else, not smoking weed and going back to smoking weed again definitely puts you in a paranoia state of mind if you are not aware. Uh, if you're not aware that you're having, what you're experiencing is just,
I know what you mean.
it's just like a chemical reaction. You definitely, be physically reacting to shit. That's not
That
even.
happened to me, Naga. When I came home, my 2 years, and I smoked, bro, I didn't like it. I was paranoid. I never felt like that. I was so paranoid, and I thought I was gonna feel nice and be like, "Word, it's been so long." Man, I was paranoid. I didn't like it. It made me not want to smoke ever again.
Yeah, that's what paranoia is. Paranoia is like it's like parallel. It's like paradox. You know what I'm saying? The word of all these things is para. Which is two different things. That's going on. You know.
Yeah, I felt like I could hear my heart beating. I was just paranoid, man. Every little thing, overthinking it.
Yeah, you see that right there. That's why I'm not so paranoid, because I took breaks from smoking before, but I'm not so paranoid because I definitely experienced with weed. Because I used to deal with spirit, right? With the practice of communicating with spirit, and stuff like that. So in my culture, people use tobacco, but because I was a weed smoker, so I thought that I'll be able to do it with weed, which I did.
I
So
thought tobacco keeps the spirits away.
uh, nah, it don't really keep certain. Basically, tobacco is the same
An
thing. The
offering.
weed,
They use it for an offering to the spirits, the tobacco.
but is like a key. You know what I'm saying? Because tobacco is like a herb. It's like something that's natural. So we use certain natural things, you know what I'm saying, to be able to open up the body. And once the body is open, then you'll be able to keep whatever you want to keep away from it and whatever you want to allow to enter. Because you have become the gatekeeper. Your consciousness become the gatekeeper. But most of the time it be your subconscious. Your subconscious is the gatekeeper, you know is what allow things to enter and exit through your body. So the tobacco just make you able to do that consciously. So people,
Tobacco. There's a neurotransmitter in our brain called nicotinic acid, niacin, niacinamide, vitamin B3, I think it is. I might have the number wrong there. And nicotinic acid, it's a building block that you can get from the plant. You can get it just like any of these other building blocks from other sources as well. But, it's one of the reasons why nicotine is, anyways, it's a stress, it's related to the stress, regulation of stress. That being said, medicinally in the First Nations culture in Canada, it can be used as an anti-inflammatory topically, but it's known as a truth-telling herb. Like it's known as bringer of truths. Bringing that out in people, not in that CIA operative kind of way, but people know that there's medicinal properties in marijuana. There is in tobacco as well. It's the way we smoke it. That's why for centuries people had long pipes, whether it's the hookah with its long hose or long wooden pipes, you cool it, put it in pill, put it in intravenously. I'm sure, that's now you're getting into the vitamin B3 aspect, already altered. I was just
about to bring it, once you understand what's really going on, it's not even about the weed, the tobacco, or it's just you realize it's about the smoke in general. Because for you to have smoke.
Yeah, but you're consuming molecules of something, right? So there is a chemical difference between the smoke of different things, and ergo that those molecules interact with the body. Even if it is just lock and key, a lot of antidepressants work as a lock and key. They're actually helping your own body do its own thing. That's how medicine describes it. But that's just a medical way of these, of trying to mimic these plants. So basically what I'm trying to say is it does open your own chemistry. Like,
right. That's what smoke is. Smoke is chemistry in general. You cannot get smoke without, some type of chemistry.
Speaking of Spoken's chemistry, hi Spoken's chemistry. Hi Spoken and G Sharp. Hi Smith. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, good. I'm having trouble today. I'm sorry. I'm popping in and out.
You good. Much love and respect. Shout out to you.
Hi, everybody.
Peace. Smoking the G Sharp. Peace, Smith W.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that right quick. It's all about is basically that's what smoke is in general. Smoke, is a chemical reaction or is some type of chemistry. That's what creating the smoke. That's where you can get smoke in the lab. You can get smoke by burning woods, by smoking the tree, by smoking tobacco, some type of burning, some type of chemical chemistry, is what creating
alchemy. You got to get that alchemy going.
Yeah.
Paying homage
But yeah, definitely different. The different type of mixing, different type of smoke, will give you a different. Will you will get the experience, but differently, because the smoke going into different part
Sulfur.
of the body, different part of the body is receptive of the different type of smoke.
Maybe people used to intake like copper and gold and stuff and try to with that free energy. Maybe they were able to harness some of that energy, and do shit like shoot lightning out their hand, but it's just energy.
But yeah, that's where the paranoia come from. Is opening. Is the opening that's allow you to see how things operate. From the inside. It's for the same reason why people don't normally get paranoid. Until they got behind the wheel. People will be in a car their whole life. And they just trust. What's going on. That the car is being driven. That the driver know what the hell they're doing and all type of shit. You know but the day, the first time that you ever get behind the wheel, you start become paranoid because you realize that you're in control, you know, of driving the car. That's where the paranoia come from. It's just the realization that okay, whatever is going on, you're in charge of that. So you can be, accountable for the good and the bad. So it's how you take it. You know what I'm saying? It's how you're driving.
That
Because you
was a
could
good way to put it. Naga.
Yeah, I had an experience when I was repelling a wall, teaching us how to go down a wall with a rope. And it's all on you. If you loosen the grip on that rope, you're a goner. And it's I guess what people get when they're skydiving too. It's an ultimate reality that you are totally in control of your life at that moment.
My legs would start shaking. Like jumping off these cliffs, I'm scared of heights in the way. And my friends would be talking shit because I couldn't do it. I couldn't jump. It was so high, these cliffs they were jumping, but I wanted to do it so bad to overcome that fear.
Yeah, it is. It's a leap of faith, literally. you know, that you're going. You and your equipment is gonna work. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, these cliffs weren't low either. You had to wear shoes, or your feet would
Oh, yeah.
probably
Well,
break.
also too, when Nog was bringing up driving a vehicle, it's true. We're in total control not of only our own lives, but the oncoming traffic. You know, and also with them, we're putting a lot of faith in other people's hands when we get on a road. Are we not?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm always afraid that I'm really steering the conversation in a different direction for really weird reasons, and I don't mean to.
Well, you're not. I mean, we love to hear your take on it. And I mean, anything that you say with your voice, I mean, just sounds like a candy tomato.
Thank you. Well, speaking of paranoia, I think, yeah, it raises my heart rate, and I get on here talking, and I think my mouth moves before my mind does sometimes. And
It doesn't sound like that at all. No, it doesn't sound like that.
good. It's just me. But yeah, this is a great conversation. Taking charge of our lives and being responsible for, every moment of our actions. That's heavy.
That's heavy. I mean, yeah, I mean, it sounds like life.
Yeah.
Sounds like adulting.
Indie groove.
What's going on?
Growing up to what they call growing up in the system, paying bills and being responsible, that shit was boring to me. I'm like, what?
Yeah, responsibility does sound like that when you're young. And then it has a better ring to it as you get older. But,
Well, you know, you were talking about driving earlier, right? Like, all my life, I've been a driving culture type person. I've always had like tricked out rides and the car stereos and the whole thing, bro. I'll go anywhere in a car, right? But past 3 years for sure, my driving is slow to like I don't even really crank my vehicles probably every 2 or 3 days. You know what I mean? If I go anywhere, it's like it's right down the road and back. So it's kind of nice. Not being in the rat race, you don't realize how much resource maintenance goes into just maintaining the that whole scenario of getting up every morning and driving somewhere you don't want to be for 8 hours and eating lunch somewhere and spending money here and there, and you know, it's a whole thing, you know.
yeah, you're absolutely right. We are the economy. We are,
Yeah.
you know, not only we generate each other's jobs. It's, yeah. And I am so glad I am not on freeway rush hour traffic anymore in life.
Oh yeah.
It works like that in the energy level too.
I spend an hour and a half to 2 hours a day easily in the car, just going back and forth to this job. You know what I mean? Like you said, sitting in traffic and looking around at everybody else doing the same exact shit, and it's like, what are we really doing here? You know, look around and not doing the yard maintenance, city maintenance. You know, cutting the medians and maintaining flower beds, and now they got homeless and shit living under bridges, and you know, it's like, where's that all end?
It's, I mean, the world
It's like,
has
where'd
gone,
all these homeless people come from?
but this world has gone
That's what
totally
I'm
crazy.
thinking.
I mean, and even in America, in some states, I think it's even illegal to collect rainwater and also to help homeless people, to feed homeless people. You can get fined for feed. I mean, this world's gone crazy, and it's been like that for decades. But it's got to get even more crazier.
Yeah, like if your community has a police department and a fire department and even a hospital, you know what I mean? There should definitely be a community like food bank, food center. You know what I mean?
The police will extort you, and then they'll say, "Have a nice day, sir." Right when they're done, to rub it in.
I'm just gonna
Housing.
hop. I just want to hop in and say thank you so much for having me, Charles. If you're still up here in a while, I'll pop back in. I've got a couple things I've got to take care of. Smith, I'm going to check out your new video. Sorry, I haven't had a chance to hear you, but I'll be listening to you guys for a bit still. It was really nice to see you, Voy and Naga and Smoking and G and Indie Groove and Charles and Smith. I look forward to the next time. Thanks for having me. Bye for now.
Yeah, have a great day, bro.
Be good, Bex.
Cheers, dear.
That's the thing, no matter what, we all here right now, right? So it's a great
I
day.
should have
regardless.
played. Oh, sorry, in the groove. I should have played Smith W's video I watched earlier.
Yeah,
People
what's this
crunch these
video?
numbers. It's amazing to me. Like from this date to this date, it's been this many. And how these alleged rituals work by
That's
using
Gematria.
this. Yeah, I mean, I don't believe in coincidences, especially
Hey, you
when
know,
stuff lines up like that.
you said Smith W or something?
Yeah,
That's like a channel name or something.
right here in the chat.
You remember that artist, Michael W. Smith?
No,
Probably,
it's the main character from the book 1984. It's not
okay.
an address. Yeah.
Well, there's an artist, Michael W. Smith, and the reason why I bring it up is because he was like I want to say he's like probably a Christian singer or something, but that's who George W. Bush put up as like I guess one of his favorite artists, Michael W. Smith, and there's something about that name in Gematria also that lines up, Michael W. Smith. So yeah, that's that's obviously not on accident, you know.
Yeah. Key to the Universe lies in 42, and Bush was the 42nd different president because
There you
Grover
go.
Cleveland served 2 non-consecutive terms. Cleveland means to divide the land.
So very good.
Cleveland,
Yep.
Ohio.
Yeah, play it, dude. That'd be dope.
What's Ohio
it's in,
mean?
it's
Drop.
in Summit County.
Where's their
and
drop?
Akron zip code is 44311. And who's sane these days? I don't know. Hussein, that's his middle name. Barack Hussein Obama.
Right? These cats gave us a president while we're at war with the Middle East. What a slap in the face that was.
What do you mean?
Hey, bro, look at any Jesuit like high school team, all these Jesuit schools, right? Look at the basketball team, and more likely than not, they only got like one black player. And just notice the number that the black player wears on the Jesuit basketball team.
Check out the birthplace of Father's Day is Spokane. St. Aloysius Gonzaga is the patron saint of blindness and AIDS. You'd have to be blind to not see through it because the guy from Seattle who has a computer company says next year AIDS is making a comeback. Magic seems fine to me, but maybe they're going to do something with what he had.
These people are crazy, man.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, I'm not even...
If you played my video, dude, that'd be fucking dope. And in my video, I forgot to mention, but I put it on screen, that the Shroud of Turin comes from Turin, Italy, the Shroud of Turin. And Turin is from the word toro, meaning bull. Turin, Italy is also called the Magic City. The fuck would they call it that for? That's weird.
I have all the answers for these people.
It's ritual sex magic, like Magic Johnson. And what do hookers do when they're out on the streets? They're turning tricks. MTV Cribs. This is where all the magic
They're on the stroll.
It's sex magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going up and down the pole like a dollar sign. Serpent energy.
Yeah, sex and magic is the same thing. Sex is magic. Sex is magical.
Yeah.
Well, and
positive
like
or a negative way.
Some sex is also magic.
It depends how you're using the magic.
Yeah, do you suppose that in the act of sex, the energy, the magic you're speaking of attracts the soul for a birth? Just wonder.
Sexy. That's a very sexy question.
I just, I imagine, generating, that energy vortex around two people, pulling the soul in or attracting it, saying, hey, this may happen, and I don't know.
That's why you got to watch what you say.
When?
So many times I'll say something and be like, damn, I shouldn't have said that. Put it in motion already.
Oh, did I say something and put it in motion?
No. I'm just saying in general.
Remember, I just smoked this, so. Yeah, I was just curious. But yes, tantric sex, it's all magic. Yeah, people use that energy for.
Well, you're absorbing each other's DNA on certain levels. So there's that if you buy into that. And I was going to say, like, I used to listen to this podcast. He used to talk about all the biotech, all the white papers getting published as they come out and being discussed in depth. Like, everything that they have on record or on paper that they're either doing or at least attempting to do is, like very questionable shit. And they've been doing this shit for, decades. So as far as like what's possible with all these plans in mind and technologies exist or don't exist, it's like, all I know is there's a lot of fucking information about some shady, questionable shit that's going on in the quote science and NIH research. So yeah, dude, I get it. That whole AIDS thing is they already said it's AIDS as far as the thing goes.
Bullshit.
The
AIDS.
thing that cannot be spoken about. You know what I mean? That's that's AIDS in a bottle.
Have you ever seen the video on YouTube in the group about AIDS? This guy was saying that it was something that had to do with that sex gel and shit they were using or something.
But listen, what AIDS is.
I was like, what?
It's an immune deficiency, right? It just means like a damaged immune
Sounds like a
system
parasite.
that is acquired, meaning that you got it from something else. You weren't born with that. So acquired means you got it from something else. And syndrome just is a blanket term to, encompass anything that people start complaining about related to the fact that you have a immune deficiency now that was acquired somehow. You know what I mean?
But
Yeah,
AIDS
virus to
also
me is like a parasite, man. It has to be injected to get a virus.
AIDS is also AIDS, which is help.
Exactly.
Right. Like that thing with the thing that cannot be spoken of, there's a thing that they call it. It's called antigen original sin. That's the name of it. Or they just call it original sin antigen. But it's a term, it's a biblical term, original sin, right? And that's the breaking of the immune system, imprinting, right? So that's AIDS. Once you do that, you're breaking somebody's immune system and they're going to have a syndrome that they acquired. So
Yeah, all these different type of disease is mental magic, right? It's just mental magic. It's just
I agree.
it's just some type of magic, they're able to, put you under some type of spell,
Yeah, and Trump
that
said during the swamp, and his tag was mega, and a mega is a 5th-ranking magician in Satanry. I don't know what happened there. A mega is a high-ranking mage in Satanist.
I see that.
Drain the swamp and go to the Magic Kingdom is what the NBA did.
They're
Just
always
like how-
injecting all of these gods and demon names into our system now.
The satanic
They have
people
always
that are
been.
controlling us.
They've always been.
They
I
have
just now
always
see it.
been doing it. Jesus
Yeah.
and all that is no different.
that's like that thought everywhere.
The ISS, I mean the International Space Station. That's
ISIS?
literally. Yeah, no, that's Jesus. When you say ISS, you say yeses.
ISIS.
You say yeses. You say Jesus.
Yeshua.
So, yeah, I mean,
I would say
yeah.
more like ISIS, and it's moon worship, and that's what Islam's about. They want
Yeah,
to
I
lead
mean,
you away from
there's
the Father.
there is power in those letters. There is power in those letters. They don't call it that for.
Well, and the Chinese system is a lunar system too,
which we give them too. We give these things the power because the power is in your hands. The power is in you. So when they throw this thing at you, you give these things power. The power to take over you, the power to put you in a disease mode, the power to put you in a mental breakdown, right? The power to do all these things that's happening to you because the power coming from you.
That's why they say you'll worry yourself to death.
Yeah.
And to go back on the moon thing there, when you show somebody your ass, you're mooning them. And what is a false flag skull and bones butt pirate's treasure? It's called booty. They're butt pirates.
Ditties.
Yeah, that was funny as hell.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a T-shirt. P Diddy. No, what should I call him? P Diddler punished Justin Bieber. That's
Bro,
wrong,
like,
right?
I mean, really, if
Burning in hell for that one.
if we just stop and think about this story for a minute, just like a regular normie perspective, right? I mean, we're talking about Justin Bieber, bro. He was the teen star of his time, bro. There was nobody else. It was Justin Bieber.
Diddy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he was 15 years old with Diddy. They have a video with
Right.
Diddy saying, "When you turn 16," I'm like, "Damn."
But
Talk
now,
about growth.
yeah, now it's come out that he was diddied. Usher also.
Oh,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
They all.
I mean,
they,
that's a big story, like as far as culture goes. You know what I mean?
yes, it's a big sex club, and we're not in it. I mean,
Oh yeah, thankfully.
yeah,
Thank God.
music was taken over in the 50s by the mobs, and it's just disintegrated into this. But
Also, we all are aware of those. There's organized sex clubs, so you can go on the website right now and sign up. If you got $5 grand, 10 grand entry fee,
Oh, I'm sure.
They're-
Oh,
they
yes. I'm sure
advertise.
there are places. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. All in
Yeah.
those areas, but we never talk about that. Another thing I wanted to mention earlier, it's like we talk about Freemasons a lot, right? We bring up that word, but we never hardly ever even talk about or break down or mention the fact that there's the Scottish Rite and then there's the York Rite, correct? Like we talk about these events with the 33, we just say Freemasons, but there's
The
two
Scottish
different.
York rights. Then there's
There's another
what's that
divisional
dude from
faction.
New York?
Another
Sutton, New
gang.
York. That black dude with the nation.
The Prince,
York.
something about Prince.
No, what's his name in New York? Naga. Sutton, New York. He's locked up in the correctional
Oh, you're talking about Dr. York?
Dr. York, yeah. And then New York. I'd be like, what's the coincidence? Yeah. And then you got the Scottish York Rights, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
And the Prince, they have something. They have some type of Prince too. Is something about Prince. I can't remember the.
Prince Hall?
Yeah, Prince Hall.
Yeah, that's the Black Lodges. They have to separate because they're separatists.
Prince died on the
That's-
Queen's birthday.
And the lodges create fake war and hatred. The white man, the
Purple
white
rain.
man, and they say the black man, and we fight each other while they get money together.
Yeah, and that's why they're
Yeah,
Florida's
because
black
all
and
these
white.
things, because all of that depend on us. Even Pete did he? It's a question that they oppose. They want us to answer it. Pete did he? You know what I'm saying? The whole the that thing was going on. Since he came. In the game, right? But the question been asking nobody, now they want to make the question, the face on the internet, so everybody got no choice but to answer the question was already answered. People was answering the question, and whether he did it or not, right? People was getting, now they just make it, a big ritual that everybody have to participate because they depend on everybody in order to close that cycle.
I wonder what P. Diddy did. Boy, that's hard to say. To warrant this attention, like he was like with, the cabal,
That's
the
what I'm
whomevers.
wondering.
And all of a sudden now he's totally thrown under the bus.
Because it's been brewing up
he
for a
hasn't been-
while, though.
He hasn't been
Smoking
arrested.
sharp.
He hasn't been arrested yet, correct?
These stories
Am I
are
the
old.
first one to say this, that P. Diddy didn't kill himself?
Yeah,
Oh, you think this is a fill-in guy?
look
No,
what
I
happened
kind of
to
like with that other guy.
Well,
Epstein.
here's the thing, bro.
Epstein was going to drop names, and they dropped
ain't-
him, or they faked his death. My bad, go ahead in the groove.
Well, it ain't
Yeah,
really
I
about.
think Tupac already opened that gate for them, for these people to fake their death and become a new character, a different character. They're just a different character in the game, playing, whether they're playing full time or part time.
Chessboard.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Full time or part time.
Look-
But it's just different character they build. That's what I'm saying, that they needed us, to validate, the death of this character, to validate, the end of this character, or you know what I'm saying, or to keep this character going, because the character reaches peak.
It's a
Right?
humiliation ritual for Diddy.
Yeah.
He's gonna
some
get off
people
on
are
this.
A-list actors and some are Bollywood, and they take their best actors and they recycle and put them in different roles.
Yeah, based on our answer, because we choose them for that, right? Whether we know it or not, right? Whether we don't want him to be to get locked up, right, and get life, or whether we
See?
want him to do that. That's the answer that they, whatever we decide is the answer that they're going to do. That's what they're going to take that answer and recycle him, or going to take that answer and make him relevant still. He's going to be bigger than ever. If he survived this thing that he got going on, right, he will become the biggest ever, And if he don't survive, he just got born. Got born again, basically. He just resurfaced into a new character.
It might be the next OJ, bro. You know what I
Win-win
mean?
situation
But-
for him.
Here's the
win-win
thing, bro.
situation for him.
It ain't about Diddy, bro. Look at who Diddy hangs out with. You know that dude Clive Davis? You've heard that name at least once, right? Clive Davis?
Clyde Davis.
Yeah.
I've heard of him. Isn't
Yeah,
he
look
like
at
an
him.
exec or something?
And who was going to Boston Celtics basketball games and sidelines at the Patriots games and in the skybox with the owner of the
Smith W
Patriots club?
answered that. It was in the
Diddy-
video today, I think.
Diddy and Meek Mill hanging out with NFL owners and this dude Clive Davis. Who's Clive Davis? He's like I forget which
Bill Russell.
which music group he's over, but he
he was a big music
Whitney
promoter.
Houston. Yeah, he's connected to the Whitney Houston death and shit. It's been
Yeah, I
going
think
back.
he even goes way back into Motown somehow.
Yeah,
He's been
yeah.
all over. Yeah, yeah.
That's where we're not looking. We're not talking about these motherfuckers. These are the next level up, bro. And these are the ones that have been doing this shit for fucking 40, 50, 60 years now. You know what I mean? Since Hollywood was founded.
So
Clive
listen,
Bill Russell.
Not his
listen,
real
How come
name.
Bill Russell's never talked about?
They all changed their name.
Just
You know what I
saying,
mean?
'cause you brought up the Celtics. Bill Russell has 11 rings, and they always say Jordan, 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 Jordan. To me, Bill Russell got 11 bad boys. That's
Roll
a lot
that
of
video,
rings. He got
Charles.
one.
Sorry.
He got dang, that's a lot of rings, bro. He's got one spare ring.
listen though. We're saying that it's not about Diddy, but we're talking about Diddy though. It's all about Diddy, and we have to understand Diddy was one of the guy that was connected to both Biggie and Tupac. You know, we can't forget that. You know what I'm saying? They even saying that he sometimes so he kind of responsible.
Hey, bro. Are we aware? I'm sorry to interrupt, but you mentioned Tupac. I just want to make everybody aware that it is apparently, or people generally accept as fact, I'll say, that Quincy Jones wanted to hook up with Tupac and shit, and may or may not. I don't know anything about all that. I didn't get that deep in it. But it definitely appeared like that was a regular thing, no matter what level you were at, whether it's Diddy's house or whether it's the recording studio with, you know what I'm saying, the biggest name everybody's. So, like I said, we could talk about Diddy or, so like you said, Epstein. It's all the same fucking, they all the same motherfuckers, bro. There's probably
Yeah, it's
100.
not that we want to talk about Diddy. They want us to talk about him. That's why they're making him. So they're trying to make him relevant or irrelevant. That's what I was talking about. Whether we think he's relevant,
right,
or we think he's irrelevant,
and nobody's saying this about the Diddy episode or the Epstein episode. They're not saying, "Hey, you just showed us the FBI taking bags and boxes of videotapes and shit out of that house. What was all that about, bro? What was the evidence? You arrested people yet? I mean, what was all that about? You know what I mean? We're not even focusing on the very core facts of the thing. Like if we're gonna sit around and figure out what's going on in the world, how about like analyzing the evidence they show us, which is those tapes. What's on the tapes and who's on them, and you know what I mean?
yeah, all that can be fabricated. Shit, we
All right. Well, then we need to establish that. We need to
all of
establish
that
that.
can be all of that can be AI generated. Come on, man, we in the age, you know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah,
AI.
VHS tapes. That's the thing about VHS tapes.
Nah,
Oh,
the
dude.
AI is so advanced. AI could do it, man. Listen,
Nah,
we
bro,
just-
not in the court of law. Not in the court of law. I'm talking about FBI invested. I'm talking about the current events.
The FBI
You know what I
is
mean?
fake and gay. Sorry, but I mean I know what you're saying, but I get.
I mean,
it, but I
yeah,
don't
bro.
trust the
I'm
FBI.
playing along, right? Yeah, I'm saying like, how about we ask like adult questions as a responsible citizen of a free nation in 2020? You know what I mean? Like these are the
And
questions
so
we should
here's
be
something I
asking.
get all the time. People ask me, "What's your problem with black?" I don't have a problem with black people, but there's nobody out in the streets emulating Trump. Nobody's trying to get Tom Brady's haircut. That's who people emulate. That's who people emulate. And if you look on YouTube, a majority of those people who identify that way, they draw to these pan-African communities. Who's Pan the god of? It's all subconscious.
Music,
It's all being pushed.
music.
Charles was trying to ask me something. I'd love to respond.
Yeah, Ken is the guy.
No, I
that
was looking
music.
for your video. I'm gonna go to your channel right now.
All that is
Pull the
about is
video up.
all of that is about the evolution of music. I guess the best question to ask is, do we have to talk about him just like we don't talk about certain people that we think that's probably worse or that's probably just as equal as what he's doing? We don't talk about these people, right? And these people is not the face, of the internet of what's going on right now. So the
No,
best question is that I guess to ask is, do we have to talk about him? And if we don't talk about him, what will be the result? Like, let's say
no, I
everybody
agree.
decide that.
And
Let's say
didn't
everybody
Tesla say
decide
that
that.
everything
Okay,
is energy, frequency, and vibration? And who is the Lord of Music? Look it up. It's
it's
Lucifer.
Pan. It's Pan.
It's Pan. It's Lucifer. It's the same thing. He's coming for your children.
Yeah. That's why, again, he
So
gonna
is
he
it
gonna have his,
is
if
it
God
music?
if
Well,
God
what's
had his chosen one, what makes us think that Lucifer don't have, his chosen one too? Everybody get a chance, everybody, get elected or get selected. You know what I'm saying? So everybody have to into the cycle. Much love to G Sharp and Bex. But yeah, everybody gonna have to gonna have to get put on the stage, right? That's what's happening. That's why I'm asking that. Okay, why do we have to talk about him if we know that they put him on the stage for him, to perform? And we are the fan that's talking about, oh man, he doing some good job. Oh nah, he ain't, you know what I'm saying? Get him out of here. Either way, that's what they want to know. They get to the point that they want to know what to do with him. They want to know if he's, if to send him to the next level, or to, make a new character of him. And we give them the answer either way.
I
Whether
mean,
he's
I
right
got
or not.
an example for you, bro. Wesley Snipes, dude. Like he was huge for a period of time there. In every movie, he was like Will Smith level, right? And then he wore the dress and fucking put lipstick on and did a whole movie and everything, bro. He did the whole dance. And then what happened? They threw him in jail over some IRS shit, like apparently. And he served like hard time for that. So he was in the club and doing the thing, bro, but he fucked up and did something, bro, and they punished him, right? But he's out, and since he's been out, I don't know if he's doing movies and shit, but he's chilling, you know what I mean? He ain't coming out and saying, yeah, bro, they fucking railroaded me and threw me in jail. You know what I mean? He's not whistleblowing, but he could, maybe he's got some shit he's hiding, but, there's examples of clear fucking, it's everything,
No,
right?
I
So what do
agree
you
with the
do?
next level thing too, Naga, and that's why I took it next level. The Lord of Music is Lucifer, or as they wanted to say, Pan, and his instrument called the Syrinx is where the word syringe comes from. So there's next level. It was called a pandemic. Pandemic. Who's Pan?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
what does that mean though in the grand conclusion of things?
Pan is the god of child love. It's called a pandemic. Does that make
Okay, yeah,
sense?
I get all that, but what do we do with that information?
Well, that they're out there doing these things, and that then they distracted us with the whole making Jeffrey Epstein the fall guy, and then having this false whatever happened the last couple of years. I'm not trying to go in detail on that.
So-
People get it.
so-
It was all fake
so-
and staged and gay. And then here's another distraction. Whose bed did Amber Heard shit in? Who the fuck cares if she shit in Johnny Depp's bed? It's all a distraction. All of it's a distraction. All of it.
She dropped the deuce. I would have knocked her out.
Well,
Nah,
if
maybe
there's
not. But
the thing we need to give any real attention to, right, though, you would say would be if there's any situation that has like actual victims involved, correct? Right?
Yeah.
Like if it's just gossip like Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, yeah, that's definitely like
there was Disney.
there's no value at all to
Anyone
that.
hangs around there.
I know there
But
is.
if there's
and
some
Grown men go to Disney.
They're giving people distractions, and when you win a chip, you go to Disney. You go to Disney when you win a championship.
No, right, yeah.
There's a code in that word, Disney.
Yeah, they're dissing the knee. They don't want people kneeling and praying to God. They're dissing that shit because the first NASA, the moon landing was 20-7-69. That's the zip code of Goddard, Maryland. Goddard means without God. Probably a coincidence.
Right, okay. So ultimately what then? Like what's your solution to our situation here, right?
for men to be men and not go online and have fun. And that's not a knock at Charles, because Charles doesn't do that. But I see a lot of these other panel channels, and it's let's have fun. It's just like, let's be men. We're not in the streets anymore. They used to not allow women into bars because bars were only for men, and that's where they would talk strategy and war and what they're going to do with their country. And now it's, who can I smash? Let's all be distracted from everything. Let's put on some clean white shoes and go out Friday night. Let's be men again. That's what the world needs, is for men to be men. There's no generation Y. There's no reason why for anything. And the Y chromosome is male.
I'm not a fan of it, but it definitely sounds like you would be perfect for a local lodge, bro. You know what I mean?
Alright, let me play this video.
I kind of like hanging out with women, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like,
I'm not gonna either. Obviously,
my
I'm not.
buddies are cool,
I'm not
but-
into dudes. I'm not into dudes, but men need to be men for the world not to go to shit.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but wouldn't you say for men, you know, as an adult man, we walk around, we should be independent, but also have this sense of brotherhood. You know what I mean? Like when a group needs to come together to fucking like clean up after a hurricane, you know what I mean? Like, there ain't no egos involved. Everybody just fucking steps up and does their shit.
What two
I get
groups
that.
call themselves a brotherhood? Islam? And the
Neighbors.
brothers that are in the hood.
Yeah, I get it, bro. But you know what I mean, dude? Like a sense of community, at least, or a sense of partnership or kinship or common interest between, you know, two children of God. You know what I mean? If you want to look at it like that. I'm a child of God. I don't know. I'm assuming you are too. So, you know, if you was my neighbor, bro, and something happened and a tree fell over and fucked up something of yours, you know, I'd be like, yeah, you're right. That's my bad, bro. I'll help, you know what I'm saying? I'll help repair that. You know what I mean? There's a certain whatever there, right? That's men being men and not just saying, oh, it ain't my fucking problem, bro. You got mine, get yours. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it's selfishness you're talking about, but I don't know. That's a pretty direct answer, but it sounds very fundamentalist and absolute. You know what I mean? It's not something you know, I don't see that as, you know, how's that going to solve our problem, bro? Would that include all this information, whether it's real or not? We have to call it out and say, is this real or not? Right? Like, who owns AP and Reuters? You know what I mean? It's just dudes.
We're talking about is it real? I know that Israel means to wrestle with God, and every single person on the face of the earth knows that wrestling is fake. And I think the idea of wrestling with
Fake
God
and gay, right?
is fake too. So it's the real thing is it's to wrestle with God with whether or not you want to do what he wants you to do, or if you want to do as thou wilt, like Crowley said.
Well, and what does God want us to do?
Don't ask me, ask God, ask the Bible.
Okay, yeah, well, ask the Bible, but I ask God, yeah, sure.
Alright. I'm gonna this is
What if I say I believe in God, but I don't believe in the Bible? What would you say to that?
To each their own. I think the Bible's been altered.
Okay, I agree, bro. I mean, it is what it is. I don't, you know, it is what it is, but I don't place it above anything.
The Lord of the Rings won 11 championships.
Well, it's sad to say. Oh, you're playing a video, but look, it's sad to say God does not exist outside of the Bible. The Bible introduces us to God.
Well, Naga is the snake in the garden, so there's that.
Nickname is Celtic.
I know what I mean. When I say God, I know what I mean.
founding of
I don't care if anybody else gets it or they think, oh, he's talking about God of the Bible. See, no, if that's what you want, you know, if that's what people want to think, that's cool. But yeah, like you said, you know, that's between me and my quote unquote God, and I'm self-directed that way too. So, like I say, I'm a child of God, bro. That's whatever you want to call that. That's what directs me. I'm all about the heart. A lot of people spend a lot of time in their head and they're trying to figure out shit in their head, and it's all about consciousness. And I get it. That's part of it, bro. And my consciousness is great and all that, but my heart's
I
where it's at
appreciate
for
you
me.
playing
bro.
it, Charles. If you mute everybody else, I'll send you a Cash App. I don't really want them talking over it.
Word, it's all good, bro. I'm gonna bounce out. Y'all have a good day, bro.
Man, you should go ahead and send that man the Cash App regardless, bro. Send that man the Cash App. He playing your video. I don't know if the video is playing, but I cannot hear it.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. So where are you from there, Naga? London? It's quite the lag going on. I don't know what's going on. Yo, I don't know. This thing's all lagged up. I can't hear nobody or nothing, but the screen's still moving.
You can't hear me?
I can right there, but a lot of dead space. I just see me and you on the screen. I don't know what happened to Charles. Peace out to Into Groove Music.
But yeah, Charles will come back. You know what I'm saying? That always happened to him from time to time. No, but he'll come back.
I was just asking where you hail from.
Oh, I thought I answered you. I'm a Haitian boy. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, right on
But,
Haiti.
say that again?
I said right on Haiti.
Yes, sir. But I'm here, you know what I'm saying, in New York. From
Nice.
Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm a Haitian boy.
Nice.
But I thought I was on mute the whole time. I was making a comment, you know, of what you said earlier, how, you know, Naga isn't a snake in the Bible. I was agreeing with you and said that, you know, people say snake don't talk, but I'm talking right now. So I don't know, you know.
Well, I
And
know
also,
NASA has the snake deceiver tongue. And I'm not knocking you. I'm just saying, you're saying God's not real. I'm just trying to have some back and forth with you.
I'm not saying it's not real. I'm saying it's not real outside of the Bible. And I'm not saying it doesn't real neither. I'm just saying it don't exist outside of the Bible because the Bible is what brings the concept of God to us.
Well, there was other concepts of God. It's what brought the concept of Christ. Other people have
Nah,
ideas.
it's really what brings the concept of God. Nah, the Bible is really what brings the concept of God. For real. People outside of the Bible, there is no concept of God.
All right, I had to go with Plan B. I think this is it right here.
Bill Russell,
come
the
on with
Lord
it.
of the Rings, won 11 championships with the Celtics. Biden's Secret Service nickname is Celtic. From the founding of Disney until Bill Russell's birth, 3773 days. Shout out William Sullivan and Dr. Savage 84.
No sound.
From Bill Russell's birth until the first NBA game, 46 days. It made me think of the 46 days from King Charles's birth to Obama's birth. Bill Russell's first NBA game to his death, 23962 days. Jordan's numbers were 23 and 9 in the Olympics. 23962, the zip code of Clover, like the Celtics. On the day Russell died, King Charles 26922 days old, that's the day Jupiter was closest. From Russell's first NBA game to Jordan's 10171, that's the day the Magic Kingdom opened. From the first NBA game until Russell's death, 27666 days. Bill Russell died 617 days before the eclipse, 617 the 113th prime. NBA had a 113-page COVID rulebook. Kobe's first game, 113. Kobe's memorial, 224. That's 113 days after 113. Ukraine founded 824 like Kobe Bryant did. Ukraine war started 224 like his memorial. They live open the same day as Charlotte's first NBA game. The star of They Live, 12620 days old. That's the day Kobe died. From the first NBA game until the eclipse, 28283, that's the zip code of Charlotte. Charlotte is the Queen Crown City with a purple crown in the downtown. Kobe had a crown tattoo buried in Corona Del Mar. Kobe was round 1, 13th pick.
Wow,
Charlotte
good
named after
stuff
Queen
right
Charlotte
here.
of Mecklenburg, golden bull on their flag. A shroud is to obscure or hide something.
That looks like a crown.
Shroud of Turin. Turin from the word toro, meaning bull. Turin, Italy, their coat of arms and their flag, they're both a golden bull. The eclipse had totality over.
You know they love the bull in India.
27272. It's the 311 disease. 3 divided by 11 is 27272. And Torion is from the word toro, which means bull. They say Turin was
People
founded on
come up
either
with
the
this
day the
stuff.
Queen was born, April 21st, or the day the King of Jordan was born, January 30th. Also, Christian Bale
Oh, that's
was born
research.
January 30th. Christian Bale, like a rapture. From Christian Bale's
Looks like
birth to
Jesus.
Kobe's, 1666 days. Psalm 94:16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? God bless. Take care. Thank you for the support.
Yeah, I gotta jump down in a minute. I wanted to play that. I told him I would. That's damn it, I should have got the link. Because I tried to go to his channel in the comments, but that's not it. Dominic's been dropping some bombs. Peace, Orphan Annie. But yeah, I gotta jump off of here. I gotta catch one of your lives, Naga.
Yeah, I'm about to go live, after this, probably, 3:30. I'm gonna go live. Between 3:30 and 4 o'clock, I'm gonna go live. So if anybody wanna tap in, y'all could go ahead and tap in with your boy. For sure. Yeah, Dominic, I'm definitely going live after this. I'm just putting a couple of slides together, and once I'm done, I'm gonna go live. For sure.
Drop your link for people
All
that
right.
might not have it.
All right, so I'm gonna drop the link just in case some people want to tap in.
Yeah, Dominic's been dropping some. I should have wrote some of them down. I'm gonna have to come back and
Nah, Dominic, stay with it. He's still with it.
I'm I'm gonna have to rewind it and write some of them down, because some of them you could ponder on them for a while and really give them a good thinking.
Here's the link. I put the link in the chat if anybody want to tap in and see. It's always open bill, and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely appreciate you, Charles. I was fortunate to be able, to catch you live, because these days I be waking up late. I be catching the end of your live, and today, I caught it from the beginning. It's because I'm pretty sure it's because you started later than you normally do. But yeah, definitely appreciate you and everybody else that was on the panel with us. Void and Andy Groove. What was the brother name that just left? Smith, Bex, Sharp and G. Everybody else, man. Much love and respect to y'all. Until next time.
Thank you, Naga. Thanks for coming up. Peace to Craig Nice and Flat Earth Nation. Peace to the whole chat. And I will check y'all tomorrow, most likely, or Monday. But y'all have a good day, afternoon, night, wherever you are. I'm out, man. Peace.